Okay,
and
yeah, this fine.
yeah, I can take them through what we are going to do. Okay, let me just a minute. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so we can start. I'm sharing my screen now. So, welcome to yet another session of our community development program. So, today we are going to handle a simpler project, and I think you guys will be doing most of it. So, we created a guideline which was shared with you on WhatsApp. So, you should follow that, and with that, you'll be able to like come up with the deliverables for this. So here I have an image of what is needed, and I think we can quickly go through what we have here. So what we have here is a project with the title named Community Learning. So sales forecasting project. And what's the goal of the project? So for any departmental store, it is important to have a rough idea of their sales so that they can plan their inventory accordingly. So determining the sale of high selling and low selling products of each category is also key for inventory planning. So this is the problem statement. So in this project, you will employ tools such as Python XLW, predict the sales of each department, and a store using Walmart dataset. So anyone with a question? Okay, so I think Xavier will share that. He'll be able to join. So this is the dataset description, and we'll have a quick check of the data to see how it looks like. So we have Walmart dataset that has 45 stores based on store, department, and week. Size and type of each store has been mentioned. So we have holiday weeks that have been provided. We have price markdown data that has been mentioned. And we also have a few macro indicators like the CPI data, employment rate, fuel price, etc. So if you go through this dataset, you'll get to see some of the few things that are of interest to us. Then these are what you are expected to do or what we expect you to handle. So one of the thing is exploratory data analysis. So for exploratory data analysis, you'll have to create visualizations, you'll have to create dashboards. So some of you can use Tableau to do that, you can use Python, you can use R. So any of the tools you are good at. Then next we'll have the handling of missing values in the dataset. So that is the data pre-processing. And also we can have a look at things like the handling of outliers, handling of datasets that are not in the correct format and things like that. Then we have the univariate analysis. We have bivariate analysis. We have time series. So for time series, we can implement any model we want. Then, okay, we also have the using of simple metrics to compare the performance of different models. So for this task, since we will be predicting, so what are we predicting? So we are doing the sales forecast, and this is, so from the data itself, it's continuous. So it means that we have data that changes with each iteration. So it means we are going to like do a regression model, so a time series regression based model. Yeah, so that will be it. So we can have a quick check of the dataset and the dataset description. So we can start with the dataset description. So for the dataset description, you can see this is the historical data that covers sales from 2010 to 2012. So in the file, we have these variables. So I think this is one. Maybe I can change the numbering here. Yeah, so we have 9 variables. So with these 9 variables, we can have a look at the data itself and define which is our categorical variable, not categorical, so which is our target variable and what are our features. Okay, so this is the data set description. So we have the store, we have the date, weekly sales. So I think this, in this case, will be maybe the target variable. Then holiday flag, temperature, fuel price, CPI, unemployment, historical events. Okay, so these are the historical events that we have here. Okay, then I can download the data set itself. Then we can have a quick view of the data. Okay, so we have the data set here. I can quickly check the number of records. So we have 6,435 records. And also we have the store numbers here. We have the dates, we have the weekly sales, we have the holiday flag, we have the temperature, fuel price, then the CPI data. So what was the consumer price index at this given date, and the employment. So actually this is a simple project, and I want to challenge maybe some of you who are in the call today, and there will be prizes for this. So let me create a new document for that. So there will be 4 categories. So there will be 4 categories of these, and these will be, so we have the exploratory, so we want to see who can come up with the best insights from the shared data set. So here you'll have to create dashboards, and you can employ tools like Tableau, Python, Python Streamlit, so any of the things you want. So this is price 1. Then price number 2 will be, what will that be? So who can share a suggestion? So we want 4 things here. So one of the things will be deployment. And come up. And come up with a fully deployed project that is well documented and so that's price number 2. Then price number 3 is community engagement. So community engagement, so who was the most active participant in the project. And lastly, I think the last prize will be for the best performing model. So who can come up with the best prediction model? So those will be the 4 prizes that we'll have for this project. So which one will you be taking home? Yeah, but remember this is a collaborative project, so don't work as an individual. Yeah, so even if you do it as a team and maybe win this, so you'll have to share like the prize in between yourselves. So don't be fully independent on your skills alone. So work as a team and try and see what you can deliver. So these are some of the tasks that we are supposed to do. So for example, we have to like handle missing values in the data set. And maybe for today, I can take you through how we can handle missing values in the data and also look for abnormalities that are present in the data. Then from there on, maybe you guys can take it from there and do the exploratory data analysis, continue with the univariate analysis and the creation of models. Okay, so let me start. So I'm going to open a folder here, and that will be my codes folder. So let me create a new folder. That will be a CDSA. Then I'll create a new folder here. So this will be batch 2 project. And I'll select that folder. Okay, then I'll go to my files. Then I'll copy the dataset that I've downloaded. So it's the Walmart dataset. And go to my desktop, codes. Okay, so let me check again. Okay, so it's not a must. I like Then I'm going to paste the dataset in there. So let me close my Excel. Okay, so I have my dataset there. Then I'm going to create my analysis file. And this is a Jupyter notebook. Then I'm going to connect my kernel. So let me zoom in a little bit since I know some of you can see what I'm typing here. Okay, so I think that's better. Yeah, then we can start. So what I'll do is I'll start by importing some of the basic libraries. So importing libraries that I'm going to use. So we're going to have pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and seaborn. Then you're going to have sns.set. Then we're going to also have %matplotlib inline. So we have our libraries imported over there. Then the next thing we are going to do is import our dataset. So the dataset is a CSV file. So we are going to have df being equal to walmart.csv. So after we've imported our data, we can check the top 5 rows. So df.head, and this is what we have. So we have the store number, the date, the weekly sales, the holiday flag, temperature, fuel price, CPI, and unemployment. Then what we are going to do here again is take the data info. We are going to have df.info, and this is what we have. So we have the store number, which is an integer. So let me create a split screen here so that we can compare the dataset description and what we have over here. Okay, so here you can see we have store number, which is an integer, so int64. So from there I can maybe come and do some commenting here. So store is categorical, which represents the store number. So I'll cut that. So I'll create a markdown cell instead of a code cell. So it's categorical, a categorical variable which represents that. Then we have the date. So the date is the week when sale was made. Then next we are going to have the weekly sales. So sales for a given store, and the weekly sales are in what currency? Yeah, so we don't have the exact currency. Okay, so next we have the holiday flag, and for the holiday flag we are checking whether the week is a special holiday. So these are the events that happened. So I'm going to copy them and paste them there. And instead of that, let me just delete this, since if we are going to like create models, these models will be able to like understand what we are doing. Then we have the temperature, so temperature of that given week, so temperature on that day of sale. So then we have the fuel price, which is the price of fuel for that week. Then we have the CPI, which is the consumer price index, and lastly we have unemployment, which is the unemployment rate. So we have that. So with this, we can be able to like proceed on and analyze this data better. So we've seen that, for example, we have the store variable, we have the date, we have the weekly sales, the holiday flag, temperature, fuel price, CPI, and the unemployment rate. So over here, I can split these data sets into two. So for example, those variables that are categorical and the data set that are continuous. So what I can do is I can say here I can create a title. So we can have categorical variables, and for the categorical variables we have store and holiday flag. Then for the numerical variables, it's all the other variables that we have over here. Okay, so that's what we have. So after understanding that, we can be able to like proceed on and do some EDA or data preprocessing, knowing the kind of data that we are dealing with. And also when doing our EDA, we will be able to like recognize what kind of plots should we create for like the store number, the numerical variables and things like that. So for example, if I was to do like a plot using the store variable, I will not treat it as a numerical variable. So I will not create like a histogram for store number, but instead I will do a histogram for the weekly sales. Yeah. So what we are going to do now is the data preprocessing, the data preparation. So check for missing values, check for outliers, and check for duplicates. So those are the three main things that we need to do. So #1, so we are going to check for duplicates. That's the first thing I always do. So df.duplicated.sum. So this is the code that we use. So if we type in df.duplicated.sum, you can see we have 0 duplicates in our data. So our data set has no duplicates. Then next we are going to check for null values. So we are going to have df.isNull.sum. Then we can run that. And again, the data set is clean. So we have no missing values. Then next, what we are going to do is we are going to check for, so what else can we check? So we are going to check for outliers. So which method can we use to check for outliers? So we have numerical variables. So we are going to have def. I'm going to create a function to like create box plots, and from the box plots, we are going to like see any representations that we have. So we are going to have def outliers for I in df, if df. So here we are going to use only the numerical columns. So we are going to have def check outliers, then we're going to have df. Okay, so that's our function. Then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a data frame with only numerical columns. So our numerical columns are here. So we only have 5 of them. So we are going to have df_num, df.select. So we are not going to use that. So we are going to use this. So we have weekly sales, temperature, fuel prices, CPI, and unemployment data. Then I can check df_num.head to see if I have the correct data set. So these are the numerical columns that I have. So since I've confirmed that that is true, what I can do is I can go on next and run my function. So we are going to have check outliers, and here we have our plots. So you can see, okay, so what I'll have to do is add a title for this. So here I have plt.title. To have I. Then we can run this again so that we can know which data we are dealing with. Okay, so these are the plots that we have. So you can see, for example, for the weekly sales, we have a lot of outliers up here. So from maybe let's say 2.7, we have lots of outliers that are there above 2.7. For temperature, we have outliers down here. For fuel price, we have no outliers. And for the CPI data, we have no outliers. But for unemployment rate, we have a few outliers. So how can you handle these outliers? So you can remove them or you can replace them with something. So one of the common ways I deal with outliers for me is I replace. So I replace the outliers with the upper and lower bound values of the box plot. So we have this function def replace outliers. Then we use some NumPy code here. So what I'll do is I'll go back here, so confirm NumPy has been imported, then I can run this code. So here we are returning df. So here you can have df num2 being equal to that, and I can say let's df num2 be equal to that. So let's run this again and see what we'll have after running that. So you can see after running the code, so up here I believe you can see this well, but I'll share this notebook with you so that you can get to go through it and see what I've done. So this writing the codes here first for you. So maybe once you get the code or when you're working on this project on your own, then you'll be able to like understand what I did and maybe customize the code that I have here for your own benefits. So let me import one extra thing here. So import warnings, then warnings.filter, then ignore them. Then I can run this code again to eliminate all the warnings that we are getting. Okay, so over here you can see, for example, if we use the weekly sales as an example. So if we check the weekly sales, you can see we had some outliers up here. But after running the function to like replace all the outliers, we can see that weekly sales now has no outliers. So we've eliminated all the outliers and now we have all those values in between the upper bound and the lower bound of the box plot. So that's one way in which you can eliminate the outliers. And with that, I think I can maybe leave it to you guys to like do the rest. So I don't want to like do everything for you. So I want you to work on this project as you are learning. Then when we will be meeting on Friday, maybe we can have one of you present what they've done so far. And I can also maybe, so from where I've stopped today, I can maybe proceed on and complete the project also. But I will suggest you guys to like share what you've been doing over the week. Yep. So I think with that I'm done for today. So I don't want to like continue with the coding. So anyone with a question concerning this project?
Okay, maybe Gitao, before we allow room for questions,
Yes.
it is good if we can have even those people who are going to take part in this project.
Yeah.
It is a learning, and this one looks a bit simple.
Yes.
Yeah, and very interesting. Maybe can we have volunteers who want to attempt this project?
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. So maybe what we'll have is who is willing to like take us through one of the things we are to cover here on Friday. So one of you can volunteer and take us through the EDA part. So Tony, I can see your hand is up.
Okay, that's fine, Tony. Any other person? So, Tony, you are taking through the entire or just a specific part? Or you want just to lead so that you can have other team members?
I don't mind sharing with other team members. But if no one is willing, I can do the entire.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Tony, for that. We will share the information with you. I don't know if you have access, but Guitar will share. But if we have any other team members, especially uh, our team members who already finished the entire curriculum, we are looking forward to for you to be part of the participants in this project actively. As you are aware, also it is contributing to your continuous professional development credits, um, the 20%, 20 credits per year that IBEC requires, and so on. So thank you so much, Tony. We will coordinate, and in case there's anyone else, you can always let us know. Maybe back to you, Gitau. Do you have anything?
No,
Questions? Maybe you
I
had
have,
asked about questions.
yeah, maybe they can share questions if they have any. So actually this is a simple project. So you guys are free to use any of the tools you want. So for example, I've pre-processed the data. So I've checked if the data has any missing values. I've checked for outliers and I've removed all the outliers in the data set. So what you guys can do is you can, I think I can also extract that data and share it with you, but you have the notebook with you. So what you can do is you can proceed on and do the other parts. And my suggestion will be we have like individuals who are taking us through the different sections. So for example, once we are done with the exploratory data analysis, so Tony will take us through that. So once Tony is done with that, so I will suggest someone else takes it from there and takes us through the model creation. And yeah, if he's stuck or if she's stuck, then we can come in and assist. Yeah, I only have that for now.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, in case you don't have any question, we can end there. I'll be sharing the recording, and as you have said that we will be sharing the required information with whoever who wants to. You can do the entire project, of course, end to end. Then during our presentation, maybe you can say, I just want to present on how I did the EDA. Another one says that I want to present on how I did the model creation. Another one presents on deployment and so on. But as Gitawa said that these are community learning, that we are all sharing knowledge and so on. So don't fear to attempt. That is the only way how you will learn and become perfect. And even those projects you can as well be putting in your portfolio. Like in case you are applying for any role and so on, you can use that project um, as part of the reference in terms of the projects that you have handled before. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
actually,
yes,
maybe I
Gita.
can add to that. So, for example, if you were to like go for a job interview and maybe you are asked, so while working here, so which projects did you do? So you can mention maybe one of the projects that we are doing here and say, I worked with maybe Joseph and Xavier. And actually, if maybe I get a call from your potential employer, I will say that yeah, that's true. We worked with this guy. She helped us with this and this, and she's good at this and this. So it's not a must. So this is how we get to know each other. So anything else you get from out there, so people telling you that I can back you up, just tell me what you are doing. That's just like so. This is a way of you building your network, since you'll get to know people here who are skilled in different things, who you can use as your referrals and who also can help you if you have issues while working on your projects also. Yeah. Yeah, so Xavier, you can do the rest and maybe finish the session.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I just want to appreciate each community member for being part of today's session. This looks to be a very interesting one, and we are looking forward to seeing the end results and the contribution of the team members. I think you all have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you.